I am so excited to be back for day 5 of the Conquering the Enemies of Big Thinking live stream. Now, I'm supposed to be streaming at noon, but the problem is that, okay, so I had to go check on my grandmother today. My grandmother's almost 90. She's going to be 90 this year, come June. And she's so sweet and just, old. And I came to California really so I could hang out with her and reclaim my connection with my family. And so that's what I was doing today. And the problem was that, there's like all this, it's kind of like cold and flu season. And there's this coronavirus thing that's out there. So I got a head cold, all right, last week. And I started taking Z-Cam, by the way. That stuff works so well. I started taking that Z-Cam and that head cold never came up. I did do the Z-Cam for like 5 days, but it never evolved into sneezing, coughing. It just was a little tickle that says, you got a cold. It never evolved more than that. So anyway, I'm just really careful around my grandmother. So I didn't want to spread that to her. So I didn't see her for a week. And then when I saw her today, I had the mask on. Anyway, all of this is to say that I didn't live stream at 12 and I'm live streaming now because I was with her. I was hanging out with her and we had a nice time. So that was this morning. And I tried to live stream. I tried to make a video while I was in the dog park, but then my dog was misbehaving today so badly. There was a puppy, there was another hound dog puppy, and my dog probably read my mind because I looked at that hound dog puppy. He was big, he was really tall, and he had that wrinkly hound dog face. Like if I push my scalp forward and raise my eyebrows, you can see all those forehead wrinkles. Well, let me get rid of those forehead wrinkles, smooth it out, Botox injection, relax. Okay, so anyway, he had those cute little forehead wrinkles and those little jowls and that long nose and that pointy head. I'm a sucker for a hound dog. Oh my God. And he was really tall with long legs and was really goofy, and Apollo hated him. And he was just on him, barking at him, trying to get him to submit. And the dog was just like teasing Apollo, and Apollo was not having it. Anyway, I had to take Apollo away from the dog park, so I couldn't finish my live stream. So I'm doing it now. So here we are. We are doing the Conquering the Enemies of Big Thinking live stream. And if you're watching this live and would like to have a coaching session with me while we're here, if you're kind of going through something and you want to talk about it with me, you can type in your question, type in your issue, and then I am more than happy to respond to it online, talking to you right now, and we can get a dialogue going. You typing, me running off at the mouth, channeling spirit, and delivering you assistance, okay? Right, I'd have to find that on YouTube though, wouldn't I, in order to do that? Yes, okay, excellent. So got it there. So if you are watching and you want to chat with me, please go ahead and type in a message. Now, today's enemy of big thinking is fear of failure. Fear of failure is an interesting kind of enemy because we tend to think of failure as being an enemy. But in my opinion, failure is really one of my best friends. Like, it's the scary best friend that you ever had, the scary best friend. Failure feels bad and it sucks. But man, when you fail, all of your mind opens and you can see so clearly, after the failing. On your way to failing, it's the exact opposite. Like, For me, when I feel like I'm failing, like I'm not getting it, I'm not doing it, things are not coming together the way I want it, I'm going down, 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 my mind closes up like a nut. Like it's like, whoa, oh, expansive, whoa, nothing. And for me, that's like what happens when I get into fight or flight. Everything is just collapsed and they're shrinking and it feels awful. It feels, it's horrifying. Failure feels horrifying. And of course, we want to avoid it. There are stigmas attached to it. People think bad things about you if you fail. Motherfuckers, and excuse my French if you aren't into cursing, but I got to be honest with you. Motherfuckers who don't do shit will criticize somebody who's failing or failed at something. And I like to sit back and say, and what have you done, you silly goose? It cracks me up when people who have not done anything and don't even try, especially people who don't get out of their comfort zone, when those people criticize and tell me, I'm going to take responsibility for my feelings. When people tell me what I'm doing wrong and they talk about why I failed and how I didn't do this, that, and the other, it's one thing if they've gone through it and they're telling me. But those are the people who don't actually criticize because they're the ones who get it. The ones who criticize are the ones who are kind of like haven't actually done it or haven't gone for it, you know? That's what kind of really cracks me up and irritates me. And those are the same people that will hold you back if you are willing to give over all your power to them and give all your power over to the fear of failing. The fear of failing is horrible. Failing is not. And here's why. I say that failure is your friend because failure, here's why failure is your friend. When you need a friend, failure is there. When you need an excuse to get out of your responsibility, failure is there. When you feel small and weak and pitiful, failure is there. Now, like failure, that to me is like what a really good friend does, right? It's always there. And I bet if you turn your mind around and start to understand that failure is there accompanying you during all your negative moods, you'll start to have an appreciation of failure. And what happens when you have an appreciation of failure is that failure becomes less scary. Failure becomes more light, more more friendly. When you stop resisting failure, when I've stopped resisting failure, what I get is, first of all, I get a really big purification. I get a big purge. I cry, I weep, I moan, I break down. Literally, I break down and all the tears come out, the sadness, the anger, the rage, the feelings that go along with failure, all that comes out. I purge. After I've gone through that, I feel the buzz of life force energy. Failure is one of the only things that can really get me there. There are very few things that can take me into that state. Failure will get me there. That's a friend because that's a heightened state. So I know that we like to shoot the messenger, but I don't think we should shoot the messenger. And failure is a messenger of goodness. It's bringing a message of, hey, you've gone through this thing. It's over, and now you get to move forward. Failure lets us do that quickly. And the more, or the less we resist it, the more easily things come. That's my, that's what I have to say about failure. That's one of the things I have to say about failure. I have more. Let's see. I have to stop saying so much. So let me practice. Maybe I should just whistle. Okay. So the thing that I was kind of thinking about earlier is why people fail, or why people, not why people fail, but why failure is the thing we call what we're doing. Let me see if I can get this straight, because there is actually a theory here. My theory is that people fear failure, and they don't start projects, and they don't think big, because this is big thinking, right? So people don't think big because they are afraid of failure. So they won't go for the things that are really big and really important, okay? Because they're afraid they're going to fail. Why is that? Well, I believe that it's because they are really heavily invested in the outcome, and they're saying fuck all to the process, and the path, the journey. So many people are like this. I coach so many people about this every single year. So many people come into me every year and they say things like, I just want to get there, I just want to have this. And they are so focused on the outcome of the thing that they desire that the whole time that they're living to get to that outcome, they are not living and not enjoying the present moment. It's like they're waiting until they get the outcome and then they can enjoy the present moment. So I was on vacation with a friend, and it was strange because she was very excited to come to Paris. Super excited. Oh my God, I'm coming to Paris. I'm coming to Paris. This is going to be so cool. I've never been. It's going to be awesome. Then she gets to Paris and she's miserable about everything. Everything she looks at makes her uncomfortable. It scares her. When people looked at her, it was like, why are you looking at me? When the food came, it's like, that's so strange. Why this is so strange. I don't know if I like this. It was like she was so out of her comfort zone. She just couldn't be present with anything that was happening, right? And yet she kept taking all these pictures and posting on Facebook saying, oh, look at what I'm doing, like, wow, I'm having a great time in Paris. And so I thought that was really strange, because she was enjoying her vacation. She was enjoying talking about her vacation, but she wasn't enjoying the vacation itself. It's like she wanted to be home so that she could talk to her friends about her vacation. But while she was on vacation, she wanted to be at home talking about her vacation and not be in her vacation. That really woke me up, because there was a time when I did that. That was my thing before. Like, let me just hurry up and get done with this so that I can say that it's done. Whew, that experience is it. Okay. Why am I telling you this story? Because there are so many people who don't appreciate being in the moment. They are so uncomfortable in the moment that even if they are in Paris, like, look, when I'm in a metro on Paris, I am like, I am in Paris on the metro. Love it, right? So it's strange to me that someone would be not able to like really feel themselves, but it doesn't matter. When you are not comfortable in your skin and you're not present in the moment, you are miserable no matter where you are. So these types of people, this mentality is an enemy to big thinking. And a lot of that particular thing comes from being unable to be present. That can be anxiety, the need to control, trying to keep the enemies of the mind at bay. There are all sorts of reasons why people can't be present in silence in the moment. A whole shopping list of really great reasons why. But this whole thing of big thinking and fear of failure are much more about like having it's like you don't trust that you're safe in the moment. So you focus on the outcome so that your attention and your energy is all there so that you don't have to deal with the reality. You keep your attention out here so that you don't have to deal with the reality of what's going on here. That is what fear of failure does to you, because fear of failure makes you not want to be right here because you think and you feel like you're going to fail. What if this doesn't go well? What if that person doesn't call me back? What if nobody shows up? What if this goes wrong, right? I don't know if I can do this. This is all the self-doubt is in here. No, you don't want to be in here with the self-doubt and the potentiality of failure. So it's easier for you to focus on the outcome. So by the time you arrive at the outcome, you're so detached from the process that you don't understand everything that you've accomplished to get to the outcome because you are so identified with and attached to the outcome. It's kind of like trying to open a business. I want to open a business, so I say I want to open a business. Well, to open a business, it takes, like, let's say there takes 200 different things that you need to do. And you're like, damn, there are 200 things I need to do. I don't even know if I can do it. Well, I'm going to just stay focused on the outcome. So in the meantime, you're going, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? I have a beautiful client who is very much an are we there yet woman when it comes down to the things that are on her goal list. This hasn't happened yet. This hasn't happened. Why isn't it happening? Why isn't it happening? That becomes the dialogue that you repeat. It plays in your mind. You're asking people, you're trying to make things happen, trying to force things to happen. In the meantime, your insides are vibrating at the frequency of, are we there yet? Not in the frequency of now. The frequency of, are we there yet? Is a frequency of, I don't want to be here. I want to be up there. I don't want to be here. 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 Which builds up an energy of, I don't want to be here, which makes your vibration really thwarted because you are here and you're trying to get stuff done. So failure is kind of like already there with you because you're not present in the moment. So what I want to encourage you to do as you're going forward with this challenge and you're thinking about, you're thinking about, okay, enemies to big thinking. I have a fear of failure. Or what does my fear of failure look like? I want you to consider why you have a fear of failure, how it feels inside you, and what it's saving you from. The fear of failure is going to make you not want to move forward toward your goal ultimately. Why do you do that? Why do you have this thing that's coming in blocking you from achieving your goal? Why do you have this thing that's blocking you from thinking big? Because you don't want the responsibility that goes along with the outcome or the success that you're going to have. So fear of failure and fear of success generally go hand in hand. And what it comes down to is responsibility. If you really think big, you have to take responsibility for your ideas and for the outcome and for the process to get you to the outcome. If you succeed, you also have to take responsibility for having gotten there and then for what happens once you have your success. So a lot of the fear of failure is directly connected and very similar to the fear of success. And the two tend to go hand in hand. All right. I'm going to just check in and see if there's anybody who wants a reading at 2:00 in the afternoon. It looks like I'm okay. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off because that's really all I have to say around the fear of failure and thinking big. All of your exercises will be spelled out in detail, the one exercise along with the prayer will be spelled out in detail in our curriculum. And there's going to be the audio recording of the exercise to help you. All right. So I look forward to seeing you for tomorrow, which will be day 6. And we're going to stop talking about the enemies of big thinking, and we're going to actually start thinking big. All right. Going to sign off for now. Talk to you later.